Gentlemen and scholars. Lads, lasses, and nothing else because there is no third option. It is August 17th, Thursday, one day before salvation. Let's start with some daily affirmations. They'll see the light before this is over. Alright, lads. So, in honor and celebration, I'm going to be playing Bubba Sawyer, who is turning into Bubba Slaughter tomorrow, apparently. Whatever. I think I'll be on this for like 2 hours? I'm thinking 2 hours. I don't think I can do Dead by Daylight for 4 hours. And I definitely cannot do any more Dead by Daylight after this broadcast is over. I intend for this to be my last ever time playing Dead by Daylight, as I should have no reason to play it again. There's no reason I should have to get on this game again. This game scratches an itch that I think fills a rather dry market. And I think it stays ahead because of its collaborations and its ways of farming dopamine. But I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it for a while. I don't know how I was able to put in over 80 days worth of playtime into this game, but somehow that's what the Xbox says I have logged in. And I can believe it. I can believe it. At the same time, I can't. So, I'm going to just be playing just regular Leatherface gameplay for at least 2 hours, and I'll see if I want to go from there. And then once I end the broadcast, I intend to never play Dead by Daylight again. Here we go. So, me and my friend have been going on a crusade right before Texas is out, where we were playing this game as Survivor, and a clown ruffled our feathers. He wasn't hooking us or anything. It was on Dead Dog Saloon, and he was just rapid fire downing us until all four of us were on the ground, and then we just were bled out for 4 minutes. And it's a really strong build, and we were inspired to do the same, acting as it's an exodus from one game to the next. So, in an effort to ruin as many people as Dead by Daylight's experience to get them excited to play a different game, was using that build, and it's really strong. I've got like a 20+ win streak. It's unbelievably easy and powerful, and I can end matches at like 5 minutes. It's so funny. But I don't intend to do that here because that's actually very boring in a video. I intend to just be playing normal Dead by Daylight. So here we go. These maps are freaking ridiculous now. This one's not too bad because it's small at least. Alright, one window, another window. Alright, who did I see here? I don't really know a lot of the maps now. That's one way to concede. This map seems pretty easy for killers, just because it's very small and it seems to have basic windows. The idea of the setup I have is to be as brain dead as possible. Where I give no courtesy to anything. Alright. I'll pretend I don't see that guy. That's the shack. She knows what she's doing, so I'm not going to rev it yet. Now I will. Isn't there a window here? Did she make it? Nope. Does he think I'll show fear? That's the entire point of this setup. I'm showing no courtesy to anything. No pallets, no windows. I'm just brute forcing everything all the time. Interesting. Buckle up. I'll let her deal with that. Maybe started early. Yeah, will she mess that up? She reached the second stage, right? That one shot. I think she did. I'm glad they're wasting time healing. Blood. Excellent. Don't even need my saw. Alright, owned. That's not gonna be enough. Does she realize this though? Oh, I love it. You know, even without Texas coming around the corner, Leatherface is still my most played killer. Like way before I knew this, I knew of Texas Chainsaw's existence as a game. Weird. I saw blood for 1 second and then the blood stopped. Went to the left. Wah, 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 wah. He's going to the shack. What the hell? Window there. He ran past the window because there's another one. Okay, it's not good though. If there was the scream of Ania, then she was on the right or something. Because I saw that little arrow pointing me at something. You know, I've been pretty antsy the last couple days, anticipating Texas's release, and now, the day before, I'm fully in Zen mode. Really? Bam. Good stuff. Wonder if he's using resilience. Alright, another window. Shut the flashbang, yeah. Alright, she wants my attention. There's Nia. I know Nia's a weak link. Oh, shoot. Things a bit too wide. Wonder why they want my attention so bad. No sniffing my rear end, please. Where was she? Alright. Alright. Well done. I mean, she's probably just giving up because this match is over. There's a lot of things I can rant about this game as to why I don't like it anymore, because I must have liked it at some point, so I've played it for so long. But I can't tolerate this game anymore, and I don't know how I ever did. Interesting. I think I can get her to mess this up. Oh well, she just ran from it. But I'll keep my negativity to myself, because from first-hand experience, you know, you're watching someone play a game, you don't like hearing them complain if they're not entertaining. Like, if it's not raging so bad that it's funny, then you don't want to hear someone's constant nitpicking, so I'll just play the game. Keep my comments to myself. I'm gonna see if that David has resilience, because I'm really interested by that fastfall he did in my face. Yeah, he did have resilience. Probably wouldn't have made it without that resilience. Everyone's using resilience now. It's become super popular. It's always been kind of a widely picked perk, but I'm noticing it very often. Considering just the quantity of perks now, I'm surprised that it's still leagues ahead of what other people would choose to use. Yeah, that map is really easy for the killers. Tiny, not many good loops, pretty much compatible with everybody. Works with stealth killers, chase, setup, it all works. Except for Hillbilly. There's nothing a Hillbilly could traverse on that map. Although maybe he could. You know, I don't say that from experience, I say that from assumption. So my plan of attack, to be there as early as possible. So me and my lad have made up. We're not getting on unless we're both on at the same time. We're going to experience the game together, so I intend to stay up till the middle of the day on Thursday, like 6 p.m., 7 or 8 is when I intend to fall asleep, which should leave me to waking up at some time just in the morning before the game launches at 7 a.m. my time. And then from there I should be golden. But if that doesn't work, then I'll just get some backup to wake me up. And what's that? An alarm, you might say? No. I can sleep through an alarm very easily. I slept through some, like, the spritz. You know, like, the things that squirt the water. I don't know what you actually call those. My mom used to do that to wake me up to go to school. And I would sleep through the one where it would blow the mist. So she would just have to start pouring it on me. Which is always a fun time. So I said, yo, if I'm not awake, I need you to pour water on me, because this is very important. We will be there. Oh, perfect. Hook right in front of me at the start, that's cinematography. Assume no one's there. This has multiple people on it. No reason not to keep the pressure up. That's why I brought these add-ons. Yeah, I'm showing no courtesy to any pallets. I will walk through them with my mouth wide open. Damn, they got her up fast. Considering that she is crawling. I didn't pay attention if there was any flash hits or anything. But again, I will show no courtesy. Take the window. Doesn't take the window. Very interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say, I hear somebody here. Okay, he doesn't take that window right there. Okay, so that's another weak link. That dude had a bunch of opportunities not to get one shot. That's the counterplay to Leatherface. It's just stay away from wide open dead spaces. Put things between you. Alright, they spend time healing here. There's this direction. Can't tell if that's getting more progress. No, because they'd pick him up first. See someone here. It's this chick. Alright. Yeah, they're not giving me a reason to move places. He has to give me this, yeah. Is 2 enough here? No, I'll get 3. I'll walk into this. Now you're dead. What's this? Oh. Just give it to me. I love Bubba. Wasn't that chick who I just downed right now? What is she rocking? Like a tenacity something? I'm gonna have to see. She definitely has tenacity. That explains how she got up and made so much distance the first time I downed her. I'm pretty sure that sun is actually just the moon, because if you look right at it, you can see the holes on it, and we can't see the holes of the sun. Does the sun even have holes? Isn't it just one big ball of gas or something? Definitely not liquid. Well, like, I mean, it could be actually. It could be lava. Hey, you see the holes on that? The sun don't have those. Alright, what was her name? Zamelia, the witch lady? You can't tell she's a witch lady because she doesn't have her witch hat on. Unbreakable tenacity, so I guess she didn't use it the first time, but she, yeah, definitely had tenacity. I saw it that second time there. I don't know what half of these freaking new perks do, man. I know what Blast Mine does. Potential energy, no idea. Plot twist, that's a Nicolas Cage one. Distortion gaming, interesting. Yeah, this add-on combo's been very fun. Very fun. I usually use, like, chili and, the thing that brings the charges back quicker. But I realized, I have all these iridescents saved up. Why don't I start using them? And yeah, it's a pretty awesome combo. As soon as I hit somebody, all the charges come back. I'm much faster. I can keep the pressure up. If people aren't positioned wisely, then I can continue downing them. If not, they gotta give me something. Gotta give me some resource. So that was match 2, right? I think every 5 matches I'm gonna get more bloody. As in, put 2 more outfit pieces on. I used to only prestige my characters once because prestiging in this game used to suck. And I would prestige the killers once to get the bloody weapon. But now prestiging does not suck anymore. Only took them many years. But better late than never. What game have I been saying that as well? But who cares about that? Because this is the last thing. Not the tuning guide, that's not the one that I want to use. Although I should try it out. Since it's going to be my last matches, I should try out the add-ons that I haven't used before. That's cool, that's the dude's wife. James, Silent Hill Man. Who I assume is another legendary skin for Cheryl. So she has like 3 different characters as skins. The cop, the nurse, 4. James, and then his wife. And it's actually a pretty cool way to mash up like all the characters together. Since survivors are just cosmetics and perks. No actual statistical differences between them. But oh man, that must cost a lot of money. Because it's like, what, $10? Just for a legendary skin? The way this game is monetized, it's insane. You can... It feels like a mobile game, and it makes perfect sense that they made it fit as a mobile game. In a lot of ways, this game really is just Fortnite. Where you actually, without even noticing it, you see more crossover things and licensed content than original characters and original content. They're integrated pretty seamlessly. Like, there's few crossovers in this game where it's like, oh wow, this guy looks out of place in this game. Somehow they have made it work. I see... Yes, I do. Alright. This is a really bad place to be. Let's see if there's a window he gets to. If not, he has to give me this. Good. Now there's a window he gets to right here. Yep. Whoa. Confusing bugger. That's him. Oh, there's someone else. I remember the gen was getting touched behind me, but if I see a bunch of people here too. 2 cages, one's going more in the open. The 2 of them can't linger here. He's got to give me this. Good man. Thank you for the donation. I don't need 3. I'll just do 2. He doesn't make the window. Alright, that's 3 pallets down. I'm not gonna put him in the basement, that's a waste of my time. Okay, they spent time healing, probably right there. I'll go after him because no one runs this Ice Strike anymore. Damn. I forgot about the pallets that are in those little tiny spots. Does he reach something here? I don't think so. No, it's just that window. Oh, he does make that window. I didn't swing just in case he wanted to try to juke me. That's cool. I'll leave him alone now. Yeah, someone's still here. stuck. Fat. That's no problem. I'm gonna do this to zone him out. Yeah, because now he's definitely screwed. For some reason, they're not doing generators like they need to. I don't know what they're doing. Looks like they're spending time healing instead. They could have definitely shimmied out 2 more in the time I wasted going after that Nick. But it seems they're more interested in healing each other. Alright, window here. He lithed. Nice, nice, nice. I thought he gave me that pallet already. I'll go back. Oh, that is being done. I gotta get real close to here. Nice. Interesting. They've all kind of congregated here. They still have the pallet here, too. So who's going to stay here and who's going to leave? Okay, he's leaving it. I'm doing it now. Balance isn't going to be enough for him. What the hell? I've never seen someone ascend that thing. Where are you? Oops, I thought that was a hook. So these decorations, they're in my way. Okay, yeah, they're not lingering here. I should kick this because it's got 2 pistons. Yeah, they definitely got the gens now because the last one's in the main structure. All 3 people here, 2 going in the same direction, but there's a window there. She's in a dead spot. So tell you what, I'm gonna down her and I'm gonna leave her down. Leon got himself killed. All right. Now I'm very likely getting 3 people, unless they have that one in the tower, like halfway done. But if not, then I'd be shocked if I only get 2. Yep, there's one of them up there. I'll walk through this, so it's blocked. Nope. One. Okay, there's Leon. Oh, what the heck? I've never seen this structure before. I've never seen that, that tile. Never in my life. Is there a pallet here? There's not a pallet here. There's a window here. He makes it. Does he go back? No. He lied. Lied. That's really funny. Holy hell, the windows they have are ridiculous. She used this, yeah, sorry. Oh my god, another window. Yo, they have a really fun setup. They have a really fun setup. There's Nick up there. Oh, I messed that up. How sad. Okay, he went all the way back around. I feel like that should have more progress than it does. I could have downed Leon, but I want to go for something a bit creative. I think that'll still be blocked. We'll see. Yep. Alright, I'll just hook him now. Well, they could get two now. There he is. He's just not gonna have enough time to open it. And I'm sure he's aware. Yeah, there's not enough time for that, sorry. Of course he's over there. I've never seen this tile before in my life. I don't know what it is. It's too... Look at... This is really so funny one. I didn't press it in time. She's got another one she could use. She took it because the toolbox disappeared. Fucker. They had a really fun setup. I don't know when some of these tiles were introduced, but a lot of these things I've never seen before. Still got 3. They could have scrounged 2 with the misplays I did. Yeah, you know, a lot of people are going to be moving 3% faster when they're injured, and I'm not acclimated to that at all. Now, although I won't be playing this game anymore after this, I'll definitely still watch it a lot. This game I have a really good time watching. But playing it, no. Shoot, should have grabbed that. I can actually run out of the build I'm using here. I gotta look out for those add-ons. Yeah, they had a really fun window setup. It was like perfectly designed to not let me chainsaw them. Because they got rid of a lot of pallets early on. But then jumping Jehovah. There's windows everywhere. You don't think there's wires in these walls? Yeah, when I run out of flesh, I'm gonna need to use the chilies. They keep giving me this tuning guide. I've never used it before. Since they made it in iridescent, back when it was green, of course, on Hillbilly only. Or on Bubba too, it was really good. Tuning guides everywhere. So the tuning guide, to my understanding, it makes it so I don't have to worry about pressing the charge anymore. So I basically had one really long chainsaw. I don't have to divert my attention for a second. I can just keep going. I don't have the mental planning to know when I have to tap it, so I do have to look really quickly to the bottom left whenever I'm gonna extend the sweep. If you don't know how his power works, because I play nothing but Chivalry, and you probably have never seen me play this game. This character, when he revs up that chainsaw, it has 3 stages. So to keep it going, you have to press the action button to extend it, but you want to time it correctly, of course, so you maximize the duration of that sweep. And some of the add-ons you can bring can extend that, so each time you extend the sweep, it goes on for even longer, so, you know, it's just kind of adds to the distance you're covering. This is another horrendous map. It is massive, and I have no idea what the main structure is. But it's got a really pretty looking sky. That's one thing I'll give them. The skyboxes they've been doing are on point. But holy hell, this map is awful. As is nearly every single new map they add to this dang game. Is she in a dead zone? Okay. So she has a window right in front of her. She's holding a sprint burst. What does she do with it? She goes to a window. Alright. She doesn't take the window immediately. Alright. I want a chainsaw almost exclusively, but obviously no dead hard or anything. She did the right thing by sticking to that window, but then she should have like ran into the house. Or better yet, she should have sprint bursted in the direction of something not a dead zone. I don't want to go in the direction of that house, because I don't know what the setup is over there. There would be a window to the right that they're going to take, probably. Alright. Not going to waste any more time looking. Alright, they give me little reason, except to just go right back to her, because nothing else is getting done anywhere, apparently. Live into the house where there's a window right there. He takes said window. What else is there in here? There's a pallet right here. He doesn't give it to me. He's going upstairs. I've never been upstairs in this house before. Let's see. So there is a window. Unfortunate. And I'm gonna run. I don't know what else is in this house. I've had enough. I could have hit him before he went out the window, but again, I want to chainsaw people. Okay, so she is looking behind her. I need 2. Is 2 enough? Oh, I'm still at 1. There we go, now I'm at 2. Whoa. No reason not to. No reason not to. That's why I have these add-ons. So I can run people down. There's a window there. It's gonna be a medium if you take it. Okay. Oh, wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah, another window. Whatever. Uh-huh. That's the killer shack. I'm not effing with that. 2 of them in that direction. This guy knows what he's doing. I'm gonna kick this. Someone's right here. They didn't commit. They wussed out. I don't know why they wouldn't commit. What, do they not want to just give me a free health state? He's giving me no reason to move from this place since he's just hovering around me. Now let's see if she's using Decisive Strike. Excellent flashlight save, gamer. Someone could be using Unbreakable. There's a window there. I remember he had live, so he's definitely going to take it immediately. Let's see what he does with it. He runs forward. Alright. Then he goes back. So that's 2. He has 1 more. Uh-huh. And that's 3. And now I'm going for it. He shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. Alright. Take him to this one just in case they're all bunched up a bit too close together. Yeah, they all kind of swarmed the hook, so I had no reason to move. He was over there trying to tease me, but I mean, if I see you in close proximity, I know there's someone else there, so there's only one person that could possibly be contributing to anything. Granted, he was doing a generator, but he's so close that it gives me a perfect reason to not move. Don't flip-flop me. I also hate the exterior of this map. As cool as it looks, oh my god, it is so confusing if you've never been on this map before. Definitely bacon. Just put some bacon on the pizza and we're golden. You know, the name is a cartoon character. I'm not like a pizza connoisseur. I hate to break the illusion. If you were illused. Ooh, the good thing is this game is making the time go by fast too. Each match is like 10 minutes. That's perfect. Thank you, lass. Yeah, if you look up Pizza Steve, you'll see a cartoon character. Because it's the first thing that popped into my mind when I had to make an account on the Xbox One. The hitbox of this thing is hard to understand. Sometimes I feel it's only the chainsaw, like, above his torso, with how close you can get to things. Other things like lockers, it's an instant tantrum. But other things, it feels like you really need to make contact with this body instead of the chainsaw to cause a tantrum. Which is good, because that means you can skate along them better. Wire tap. That's a lot of reading. Left behind. Wow. Commendable. He was the only one on that team that did anything. Just finished watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with my mom, who was falling asleep the entire time. She didn't like it. I like it because it's very self-aware, which is close to all you need to make a good comedy. Instead of trying hard to be funny, which you could argue it also does. But since it's not falsely advertised or anything, it's a good time. But it can't be the original. We're going back soon. I'll probably find some time to watch it just before the game comes out. How many fleshes do I have left? 6? 6, yep. I got plenty of beast marks, but I'll definitely run out of fleshes in this. And then I'll have to figure out another way to have fun. Yeah, the original movie has got a great sense of humor. It's very natural. It's very naturally funny. Well, even as you're creeped out, it's like, man, you can't help but laugh. Oh man, I cannot wait, dude. Are you gonna be playing the game? That game is gonna consume my life. At least that's what I intended to. Oh man. Oh man, so soon, baby. Get giddy again. Yeah, I'm a huge fanatic of that first movie. The guy who played the original Leatherface, he's actually more of an author type. That was pretty much his only acting gig. And I bought his book. It's a really good book. It gives a lot of insight as to the production of the film and his headspace going into the character. Yo, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a lot easier than Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight's a very technically complex game. Even though it is simple at the premise. Just because, yeah, I mean, you see all the reading you have to do for so much stuff. It's quite annoying. It's hard to be brain dead in this game. Texas is gonna be a good middle ground of competitive nature and just casual people having fun. It's gonna be team-based too, so on whatever side you're on, you know, it's not gonna feel like, oh man, I sucked that bad, because you know you're always working with people. So yeah, man, I hope you have fun on it. I hope you have a great time. Yeah, it's 3 versus 4, so 3 family members, aka the killers, and 4 victims. It also is gonna have, you know, perks and stuff. Each character has their own signature abilities, but nothing crazy like fighting back against the killers in like melee battles. I don't mention this because of chivalry, but more towards Friday the 13th. I don't know if you ever played or saw that game. Made by the same people, or at least same publisher. A different development team. In F-13, you could do a lot of combat with Jason. People would run around beating him up with baseball bats and stuff. None of that's gonna happen. Oh man, everyone's on either a new console or a PC. That was a beautiful load time. Here we go. Crows flew away, so someone did spawn at that boat. This is the last realm they have to rework. Hello. She ran up here. She doesn't reach any windows or anything, so I'm definitely gonna rev. Man, Friday the 13th is such a... Oh, that game is just... good times and good memories. I wish I played it more before before things had to forcefully get closed down. Someone's still working on that thing. He takes live. He doesn't reach anything with it though. He's gotta give me this. Oh shoot! I forgot to. He's gonna run through it again. Nice. Someone was still working on this, so I'll tell you what. I'm gonna vault this. Force their hand, and now they have nowhere to go. They can't take the window, they gotta give me something or they will fall. Carry this over here just to break the pallet. Where is she? Carlos, get the flashlight safe. God, people with flashlights are so funny. They do not give a crap how hopeless it is. They're always going to try it. Where the hell did he go? Why didn't I see him? That was just confusing. Alright. Going the long way around? No, he goes back. Back into the killer shack. Okay. Let's get an eye. Get an eye here. They spent time healing over here. Did I just see Claudette crouch right here or something? Yeah, I did. I was gonna say, I saw something. The fact that she knows there's a pallet here. What a random place to run. I know I have no buddy to fear because I got infectious fright. There's someone running into me. watch Carlos. He's being very cocky. Okay, I saw the flashlight disappear. He lives back into it. Alright. Oh, coward. Stand tall and fight. This map is basically over. Can I fit through this? Okay, I can. No, I have not heard about that. I'll be honest, I don't know much about Phasmophobia. Does that game even have PvP, or is it like White Noise, where it's actually you just versus an AI enemy? I remember seeing it was blowing up, but I barely have watched anything on the game. I don't know much about it. Alright. You gotta give me this pallet now. Or you actually, he's just dead. He doesn't even get the pallet. After all those times of being cocky. Now you're going into the back of this basement. Punishment for thy arrogance. That does not sound like Javier Garcia. Alright, he's given up. Thanks for letting me know. I'll give I thought maybe I saw a crow fly. I could have. It's Claudette. She can be anywhere that she wants it, and I won't see her. Ah. Yeah. He's not killing himself. Okay, there he is. I think he could have died faster than that. I was thinking maybe he was holding out hope for her. Yeah, she can be crouching in any one of these. I don't know what that sound was that she made. Does she take the window? Smart cookie. Balanced landing, I think. Doesn't matter. Okay, it is versus an AI. I was gonna say, because I never remembered seeing, like, epic Ghost Victory versus 4 something-somethings. Is it just the Better Man's White Noise? I played a bit of White Noise 2 with a friend. White Noise 2 never got a lot of promotion, though, I think. I don't know if it, like, released separately on PC and console, but it had no advertising or anything. I just randomly found it in the store and let my friend know, and then we played it. It had a pretty good player base, but nowadays, no. I don't think there's anybody on White Noise 2. White Noise 2 is a pretty interesting asymmetrical game. It was pretty good versus bots, too. It did have PvP and PvE, but it was also a very cheesy game. It was easy to abuse the monsters in that game. I think that's what they were called, either monsters or demons. I think it was a demon. I'm a bit sad I never got into Evil Dead. I bought it. When it came out, I was still getting settled in Vegas, so I didn't have like a good internet connection or like a good place to live. And I bought it just to have it, because I said, okay, when we get settled, I'm going to hop on this game. It's going to be a good time. But then I just never played it. And then I tried it maybe last month, and I'm like, I think it's too late for me to try this game. Yeah, I've tried Evil Dead. I've watched it. It's another one I watch much more than I play, obviously. It seems cheesy. Not cheesy in terms of like the themes or anything, but in that game, the way perks work is you are an exponentially stronger person just because you have more playtime. Not just off of game knowledge, but your stats on your characters are way better than people who just got the game. And I think it benefits a lot. And in the gameplay too, it does also have a lot of cheese, it seems. My biggest gripe with it is you're really just controlling a bunch of AIs. Like, as the demon, you're shifting around, collecting orbs, and then you fight them, and then they beat you up, and then you possess another thing. It just doesn't feel satisfying. But I do watch it, and, you know, a lot of it is that I'm not that good at the game. I don't really want to get good at that game now at this point. I want Texas to be the game of my life now. But I definitely think the new player experience in Evil Dead is, oh god. Just by nature of the stats that I've seen, and the buffs that you get just for playing it, ugh, it's gross. Huge statistical benefits. I think that was the 5th match, right? So, suddenly I have blood all over my face. But then I think another problem that game had is it has too many playlists. Evil Dead has like 4 playlists somehow, where you can fight an AI for some reason, which is boring. The AI in that game is really easy. Then you got the Q's Demon, and then they did a Battle Royale mode apparently. I never looked at any footage of that. I don't know what it is, but it's an entirely separate mode. And then you got like the standard Q's. I don't think these types of games, these asymmetrical, like one player, like 2 opposing teams, where they play very differently, like a powerful side and a weaker side, I don't think they can use multiple game modes. People tend to laud at criticisms at Dead by Daylight because it has one mode, and sure, it's annoying just doing generators. You can't introduce another mode into these games, because then the games already have 2 queues, and then you split it to 4 queues with multiple modes, and one mode is already going to be more popular than the other. It's a mess. You can't have multiple modes in these games, in my opinion. It doesn't work. What else doesn't work is this map. This is the worst map in the game, bar none. Alright, there's an AFK. I will take pleasure in cutting him down. Wow. I want to quit. I want to quit. I want to quit. Look at what just caused me to tantrum, dog. That's crazy. I'm so upset. No quitting. No fear. Someone's working on that thing above. Ooh, that was a cool looking shadow. I like that. Running to the left. I don't know where I'm going now. Now I'm lost. Is she lost? Okay. I'm gonna read this early. She's gonna run through it. No. She will journey. Okay. She fears the saw. Because I'm chasing 2 people. Turned right. I didn't see where that person went. Alright. Oh my god, there's a door there too. This map is terrible for this. I don't know where I'm going. That's the biggest problem with this map. It's all a maze to me. Where the hell? I'm back, and mad as afraid of frogs. I'll go outside. No one doing anything there. The Survivor players have definitely learned this map, though. Why would you do that? Dog, I have to be so careful not to hit anything, it's crazy. I will get a chainsaw. They can't deny me this. Okay. It's an enduring sport. Two of them were in here. Okay. Good job. I always get my man. Or woman. You can drop this on me. I would not care. This is a really funny 2-hook. I hope she's up there ready to unhook her because I'm going right back up here. This seems really bad. Like you wouldn't want to be here. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep walking back and forth between these two people. Because I don't see why I wouldn't. This is very good for me. Shake around. Hook's not. Oh, yeah, now it is. Oh, thought I saw it moving. I'm paranoid. There you go. I'll take that. That's got at least all 4 people here. She's got to take care of that men, so I'll use that to divert. Good job. I could have actually swung through that. I didn't even have to. I didn't have to use it like that, but if she just wants to sit there. That's the whole point of this setup. Look at how tight I gotta turn these corners. This chainsaw. There's a hole here. Okay. How very interesting. Good job taking that window from her. Alright. Okay, just kind of wondering where that went. Runs upstairs. So what about this other person? Where did they go? I don't think I've ever been in this room in my life. I don't know where I am now. I hear someone running. Oh, I could have ran into that. I have Spirit Fury. I showed courtesy when I shouldn't have. Should have ran right into that thing. I'm not gonna rev it because there's a window here. Oh, she didn't take the window. Now I will. Alright. I definitely need 3. Going for it again. Makes beautiful. Whew. No. The newest killer I have is the Knight. That's the newest killer that I have, to give you an idea. Wow, I just found the basement. Never knew where the basement was. There's no progress on that thing up there. How do I get back to that basement? Right here? Okay. This main room one. Alright. Whee. Crow. How do crows work in these indoor maps? You know, when you startle them, where do they fly? I don't even know how to get back to this. Okay. It's through right there. Someone's running upstairs. Run downstairs now? No? Someone is running somewhere. I heard something. Did 2 of them go down there? Alright, well there's where the last 2 is. Is someone gonna fly down here while I got her on my shoulder? No? Alright, they're just gonna give up those 2. Good. Less time on this map. Thank God. Is Alien even out on console yet? I don't think so. I think it's still only that test right now, right? Yeah, they're not out yet. Where am I? I'm gonna open this. I need this match over. I can't walk back and forth between this forever. But damned if I leave, because, good God, how do I get to that other gate? I saw one build with the alien that looked pretty cool, where he uses the Michael Myers perk, play with your food, and apparently the stacks don't go away when you use the tail attack. So you can actually consistently be pretty fast. But other than that, it's just, it's the alien. He's really, weird in DBD. You know, you remember when the alien was running around on all fours and still being nearly outpaced by a random nobody? And the alien was defeated because that random nobody just ran around a wooden pallet. It's just stuff like that now. I don't know. I don't know how this game has made it this far. But again, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to detract from this game. Just because another game is coming out. That's not what I want this to be. Even though almost everything I've done prior to me broadcasting this has been a complete opposite to that sentiment. Because, yo, I have been giving people the worst experience of their life for this game as the clown. I think the last match I'll do will be with the clown build, just so there's a visual of what I'm talking about. And that match will be very easy. I guarantee it. I have not been defeated on that clown setup yet. This setup's very comfortable. I don't think I want to stop using it, so long as I can keep, you know, getting enough points to get those. Yeah, well, Raccoon City sucks. Good God. And there's two types of it too. There's like the east wing and west wing, right? And that one was west. I don't even know what the difference is. They both look identical. Is it just like the left is the right and the right is the left in terms of the room layout? Goodness gracious. But I think the overall worst map in this game is definitely Midwich. It is literally the PlayStation 1 map transported into a multiplayer 4v1 game. It makes no sense. It has the dumbest gameplay possible. The new Haddonfield is really bad too. That map is just so wide. It's somehow worse than the other Haddonfield. So wide and open. And too long. So that Nia switched to a flashlight last second. I wonder what she's going to want to do with it. Nothing mischievous, I hope. Maybe this is why I played this game, because it passes the time very quickly. It's already been an hour and it's already 3 o'clock in the morning. I used to have a slightly different setup with Leatherface, where I would have Iron Maiden, so anytime someone went into a locker to avoid my chainsaw, they would still get one shot regardless, but many people don't seem to use lockers as much as I thought they would. Do I loudly announce that I'm Leatherface and just start chainsawing the door immediately, or do I kick it? I think I'll just kick it. Unless I can see someone from spawn. Huh? Oh, she's upstairs. Alright, well now they all know who I am, so no point in waiting now. Alright. Was that fixated that I saw? He's gonna run through it at first. He's probably gonna run through it again, thinking I'm gonna show some kind of respect, but I have no fear, and he will be showing me mercy. Yeah, stun the pallet. Yeah, that was the Nia who switched to a flashlight, so... I'm revving now. She has to give me that pallet. If she doesn't give it to me, she goes down. Yep. Where am I? Very nice that she donated that to me. Alright. I mean, whenever somebody does this and they clearly want your attention, it just makes me not want to move. She's probably going to run through it. Yep. Aw, dang. Called me out. Called me out. Knew I wasn't good enough. If I made that turn, I would have killed her, but again, she called me out. She knows she's better. Did he drop this or no? Because he's running right back to it. No, he did not drop it. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah. Yep. Wink. The balance landing. What was the plan? Oh damn, nice. I was trying to turn around there, but that didn't happen. Yeah, there you are. She tried to do that stupid tech. Oh my god. What year is this? Why are you still here? I'm just doing this because I have the entire team here. So long as she does this, I can just keep lingering by this guy. She's also giving me bloodlust. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I thought he gave up. I was gonna say never give up. Grenade the player. Would you give your life? You should, because he's dead and you're not. I don't mean to play like that, but if she's there and then the Nia's down right next to me, that means I have the entire team in my sights. There's no reason I should move. With that, she does. She's gonna keep using that window. No. What did I make contact on? I'm gonna vault this to unblock it. She could go through the saloon now. She's gonna run through it. Alright, is she gonna test my gangster again? A fatal error. That's what was supposed to happen the first time, but things happen. We're going all the way back over there. Who wants to take the hit? That's her first time. I thought that thing in the corner was two shiny bodies. Right. Yeah, she's kind of meandering into nothing. Yeah, there's 3 states. If they get halfway, then there'd just be 2. I don't even see her feet up there. This is silly, because the girl's upstairs. And I would have to walk all the way through the building. Like, I can hear her. They've F'd themselves over on the generators, too. Yeah, there's one. There's two. There we go. Yeah, I just needed to see one, because I heard her on the building, and I didn't see her. She doesn't reach down the window, so I'm going to rev this. Let's see what she does. Oh, do not disrespect my gangster lady. I go the distance. Yeah, I wouldn't want to, like, linger around a hooked person. But I'm under no pressure, so it gives me nothing else to do. Why meander and prolong the match? That's another... I think that's my biggest problem with this game as killer. It's just... You do so many other things besides just, like, killing people. It's so annoying. You know, you get on a game about killing people and putting them on meat hooks, and then it has so many rules and manners to it, like, oh, don't linger around the person you just meat hooked. You have to let them out. It's just silly. If I see you and you die, that's the game. That's why I like Friday the 13th. If Jason sees you, and Jason is able to get you, you die and you are out of the match. Either spectate or queue into the next one. I hate all this game's, like, rules. God, it's so annoying. It takes someone, I think, is it 60 seconds? Is it 2 minutes on each hook state? I think it's like 2 minutes to kill someone that's on a hook. You know, if I leave them and I meander somewhere else looking for them, they'll get them off, and then gotta do this whole thing again. No, thank you. I'm here to murder and please my entity. But definitely don't look at me playing this game as, like, a good example of it. I think this game does play a lot better than what I do. I am definitely not good at this game. I just know how it works. But I'm sure you know about that, because this game is pretty popular on YouTube. Pretty, that's an understatement. It's heavily broadcasted and posted on YouTube. Oh, and the people that are on this game are nasty. This game makes people really hate each other. I constantly get messages on this game. Even if I lose, like, you think, okay, if I got them all, maybe in a quote-unquote scummy way, sure. But, like, even when you lose, people try to get you. Like, that's crazy. Like, bro, you won. Take it in stride. But... Whew, not gonna have to worry about that real soon. Oh my god, it's almost here, baby. It feels like only last week I was saying 50 days until. If I did not get those 3 days off from my job, I would have been a mess. But by the grace of Phaedrid Kern, I've got 3 days of nothing but game time. Let's go. Oh my god, this is probably the second worst map in the game. No pun intended. No pun intended. I hate almost every freaking map in this game, dude. Hello. I'll definitely rev. He has to give me this or he dies. That's all this map is. He has to give me this or he dies. Why would I show fear? People need to respect the saw. There's zero reason why I should respect the pallets on this map. Because they're all really strong and have to be broken. Get upstairs and then see what she has. Alright, I'm gonna rev this really early. She's gonna run through it. Yep. And now she has to give me it or she dies. Alright. What side do I want her on? I want her on this side, actually. I'm gonna rev now. We can do a rotation around it. Nice. Let's see what else she reaches. Okay, she reaches nothing. I wasn't paying attention to what I needed to avoid. I was just brute forcing it, kind of praying that I didn't touch anything. Oh, hold on. Hello. Hello. You're invisible. Yeah, I'll get 3. I love this add-on combo so much. In terms of like sticking true to character, this feels like a pretty accurate Leatherface build as well. Where just the saw does not stop for anything, and I do not stop for anyone. Yeah, I don't know why that Zarina was just sitting there. I thought she was gonna maybe sprint burst somewhere, but she just kind of stood in shock. He's below. He's like right below this exact spot. Oh, no, he's not. That guy just has a really weird low groan in one of his moans. Okay. Because it's David I'm looking for, right? Yeah. Where could one person disappear on this? Maybe he has flip-flop and he gets out. Alright. Their altruism killed them. Oh, that's another... I know I said, oh, let me not be negative, but then I keep listing off like things I don't like about this game, but another thing is that a lot of each side's success depends on the behavior of another, instead of just outplaying. It's, as killer, depending on, you know, who you are, what map you're on, how much fear they need to have of, like, you proxying somebody. Sometimes the only chance you have to, like, get more than 1 or 2 people is if they're actually even trying to rescue them. If they don't, Say they don't care, they're letting them linger on the hook as long as possible, and they're just rushing the objective and you're nervous about it, and boom, you're losing the generators, you're paranoid. If you leave, then someone picks up right where you left off and gets them immediately. It's whatever. It's too much. It's so overly complicated. God. I need to just see somebody, attack them, murder them, maybe teabag them if possible, and let that person know I'm superior. No. In Texas, I can't be teabagging people. It doesn't bother me personally teabagging, but in Texas, I gotta keep the behavior normal. I can't like cuss out teammates who are not good or know what they're doing. Like in Chivalry, I have no problem insulting people because, you know, they can't hear me, so it's not gonna bother them. But I'm a pretty nice person, so I have to make sure I don't do that on Texas. Everyone's there to have a good time. I'm sure I'll find a way to snap at people, though. In character, of course. I would love to get 3 people with a chainsaw. I've done a lot of doubles, but I don't think I've done any triples. Have I? I mean, I could. Because if I'm able to hit a second person, then I can keep it going if I am mashing the trigger. I don't think there's going to be any crossplay with old-gen consoles in Texas, praise the heavens. Those people need to learn their lesson and stop holding us all back. God. You had your chance. Fork over the money. It's not going to be $600 anymore, I think. I'm pretty sure. Because I see PS5s in GameStop. That was the equivalent to seeing a unicorn. It was not possible. No. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was probably just a particle effect. I thought I saw like an arm move. Just a schizophrenia. On a tropical island, on a tropical island. Oh boy. That generator is new. They never used to have one in here. On the bottom floor, that is. So I've done a full rotation of the map and no one's doing anything. You guys. There's a window there. Yeah, I need to vault it, so she has to give me a pallet. Granted, I think she has another window here anyway. Yeah. Okay, she walks through this, she has to give me it. She didn't? Alright, she goes down. Alright. Alright. I won't waste my time there. Although I could now if she doesn't move. If she stays here and didn't run off. Yeah, whatever. I'll let her have it. I've had enough of lingering in the same spot. I already did a full circle of this dang map. Alright, they did the safe one upstairs. There's 2 in this building now. It's ridiculous. Where the heck is everybody? There's no window at this one. Oh, he kept going. I'll go for it. Alright. Yeah, she's good. Nothing. 'Twas nothing. It is my duty. I'm gonna zone her out in this direction if possible. Okay, she's pushing forward. Interesting. I figured she would run around to try to get a window or something. Nope, she just completely stood there. He was content. I probably could have mind gamed it. But I'm here to chainsaw people. This hammer is for just display. Winning criteria, chainsaw. Nothing. Do they know about the gen right there? I'm not really concerned about the one in the building because it's the main structure. It's a waste of my time. They are not doing anything to that one. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over there. Is that coming in or leaving? Coming in. I'll definitely vault this, so he has to give me... interesting. I saw blood, too. Very weird. Yeah, I don't know where that Nick Cage went. I probably just looked in the wrong direction. Hello. You have to give me this. I'll get 3 before I riv. Go ahead. What else is there? You have to give me this. I don't know why they think I'd be scared. Don't you see this thing in my hands? He did. Or someone did have head on. Okay. So now what? Yeah, like it matters. Show some mercy. You don't make this, sorry. If they let me get away with 3 people, then that is on them. They've had plenty of time to make a play. Is that Yui? Aren't they both? Nice, well timed. Ooh, I wasn't confident. I was not confident. But then I heard the sound. There you are. You sprint bursted. It's not enough, I think. Dang, 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 dang. Alright. Is there a window in this, or just this thing? You have to give me this. Now you die for it. I'll just hook him, instead of doing the back and forth. I'll let them have that, and then I'll just pressure the third person I see. Oh, there is a hook there, but... Shoot. He doesn't get off, but... I didn't know which one I wanted to use. You have to give me this. Head on, remember. So I'm gonna take a wide berth of this locker here. Just in case. Just in case. Safety first. Yeah, take the hit, take the hit, take the hit. Like he stopped making noises. Okay, we're under it. Good man, good man. Yeah, I should go for Cage because he's actually dead. Is there still 2 pallets on each floor? I'm assuming he knows where he's going, so I'm just gonna rev preemptively. Okay, it looks like there's just 1 pallet on the floor now. There used to be 2 pallets on each floor. Or, I think 1 really good pallet on the bottom floor and 2 upstairs. The 2 upstairs weren't necessarily good, but... Still just a bunch of pallets in a main structure. I think the weirdest behavior in this game is the people who open the gate when the match is over, and then they wait for the killer to go to the gate before they leave. I wonder where it started, and why people still do it. Because it wastes everybody's time. You know, the person is going to go on to another game, so why would they want to prolong the one that they're in right now? It's already been 100 minutes. That is so cool. Yeah, this is why I played this game. Because each match has a time average that is pretty consistent. Lightning quick, thank God. This game is agony if matches go past like 11 minutes. Do I stop it at the 2-hour mark, though? I'll see. I think I'll do, like, maybe 2.5. But I can't do 4 hours. I cannot do 4 hours in this game. Almost out of flesh? No. Yeah, everything here sees value. Nothing I'd want to switch out. Yeah, I don't really think Iron Maiden would benefit me because no one's really using lockers. Genuinely, Zanshin Tactics would assist me with how many of the maps I'm just clueless on. RPD, Garden of Joy main structure. Some of the new tiles, too. There are just new tiles on the regular maps now that are like double windows with a pallet somewhere. It's really weird. They seem very anti-chainsaw. Oh, excuse me. How am I going to stay up till the middle of the day Thursday? Shoot. Well, I know how. Not laying down. But if I lay down, I'm out. I'm a goner. Can't do that. Speaking of laying it out, apparently iShowSpeed has laid out his package to his audience. I saw the clip. How incredible. I think it's the first time a guy has ever flashed himself on a Twitch stream. It's pretty difficult to do that as dudes, considering our nipples are free. We're allowed to show them, so I mean, there's only one thing you would hide, and it's impressive to flash that to people. Like, how did you do that? Didn't he just graduate high school? So he's 18, right? Imagine if that happened before. Ooh, that'd be a problem. Strong opinions on the matter? No. Who cares? Now I'm wondering how harsh will his manning be? This map is also massive. Is it still massive since they've reworked it? Let me see by the generator distance. Actually? I think it was bigger. I think it used to be bigger. It still looks very wide. Oh, it's still really big. It's still really big. So, what tile is this? Does she go around for that window? Alright, so you don't get the window there, so I'm gonna rev. You have to give me this. You don't give me it, you forfeit your life. Yo, people think that I'm gonna be scared of their pallets. Pretty consistently. What the heck? The saw is family. Alright, this is a strong one. She's gonna go for the... I could have swang, but... Sprint burst is not gonna be enough because I blocked that window. So you have to give me this rebound. Nice, that was perfectly timed to stun her. Maybe has Kindred to have known that there was going to be someone going for her? She didn't have to play like that. She could have went all the way around. She kind of gave me that hit for free. Window there. Hello. So where did you reach? Okay. Yeah, I've got enduring, so... Oh, she just used the medkit add-on. Alright. Oh man, what the heck? If she wasn't by that pallet, I would have still revved, even though she was injured. But because she was by that, that's why I gave her the sledge. Alright, this map actually does still seem pretty insufferable. It's just very wide. Okay. Wide open. Past this, I'm gonna riff. What the hell is that? When did they add his wife as a skin? Are they like preparing to pop 3 generators at the same time? They've had plenty of time to finish one. Ooh, why did she zone herself like this? So she's still pretty safe, isn't she? What tile is this? There's a window there that she just kind of ran from. Alright. Yeah, definitely still gonna go for it. Takes the window, and then she runs into a dead zone. It's not a dead zone. It's never a dead zone. Why are all the hooks in like these strange angular positions? There's not a hook just in the center of this forest. So all the hooks are really safe. There's nothing that's kind of unsafe. I'm not going all the way over there. Okay. She should know that I have bamboozle by now. She took the long way around. Okay. What does she reach? There is a window there. There's a window here. Alright. I'll block this one. Let's see. Uh-oh, that's bad. This match should have been over quite a while ago. They should have finished these gens. Hello, who's this? Okay. She's here. She's there. That's just a bunch of nothingness that I want to go to. Okay. Okay, let's go. I know she still has that borrowed time effect. Oh, I should have lunged for it. I really should have lunged for it if she was going to slam it. I think she's doing that because she knows I have, Spear Fury. It's so easy to lose sight of somebody after that. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of weird hiccuping that happens after that Spirit Fury slam. Or I have to reorient where my character is facing. Oh god. So I think I almost two-hooked everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I almost two-hooked every single person. I heard breathing coming from that door. That was creepy. I think that's definitely been 10 matches, so I'm gonna put on the bloody outfit and complete the look. Yeah, I can't do this for 3 hours. I'll have no flesh left. Iridescent flesh, that is. Four more. I think when I run out of flesh, I'll try the tuning guide in the beast marks for a little bit, and then I'll do that clown build. I don't know what the bug is right now. Let me just restart it. How would the family know what type of what the blood type is? Drayton's just a cook, nothing more. He'll never be nothing more. Yo, the looking for group posts in this game are so sus too. I'm bored. Let's do a kill your friends, actually talk. 16 plus. $11 plus? What does that mean, like prestige? But you know what the biggest problem with this game is? Too many women play it. 75% of the time, if I get a message on this game, it's from some lady. Can I say these things on Twitch? Like, it's just no naughty words, right? And like calling for the death of anybody. But I can be sexist, right? I'll go for 3 hours. I can definitely stretch it to 3 hours, but 4, hell no. This is the Oni's one, not the Spirits one. Wow, excellent start, seeing 2 people in front of me. Hello, do you notice? Ooh, 2 of you going in the same direction is bad. Bad for your health. Bad for your health. Yeah, he got spooked when the Meg ran in the same direction. As he should, because, you know, you don't want to get stuck on some place, because there's got another person with you. Hello. You gotta give me this, I'm showing no fear. Oh my god. I see you looking before me. Hungry. Terrified. Alright, that was another fun and riveting match of Dead by Daylight. Well played, everybody. GG's in chat. Bubba Sawyer. Now, Bubba is one of the few killers in this game who can actually do something like that. End a match very quickly. So in terms of the Bubba showcase, that is pretty much A1. Man, why you gotta go and do that, huh? Nobody asked for that. That's Dwight? I thought that was Jake. Dwight, I'll let you leave. Oh, he actually, like, ran the full distance over here. I saw the scratches for the second there, but I didn't see him. I didn't see his white ghost actually scurry past. He doesn't make that, unfortunately. And you know I can't let you leave. Why am I always the one cleaning up these messes? Gotta tell you what. Somebody around here has to catch it. At least you get Merciless Killer pretty consistently whenever you get 4 people now. Instead of the stupid point system saying that you suck. Like, it still sucks because Chainsaw Killers, because they one-shot people every time, almost every time, the game considers you a terrible chaser because chasers are supposed to last like a prolonged amount of time. But if they barely ever happen, you're considered a bad chaser. Under 1,000 points, that is rare to see. He never got off the hook, yeah, I saw him. He went into that dead zone. I think he ran through a pallet, so I think he could have saved himself, but he didn't. And then Ada didn't unhook him. Rest in pieces. Made into chili. It sucks how they butchered a lot, no pun intended, how they butchered a lot of this guy's add-ons. They homogenized the hillbillies into his, or they kind of morphed the hillbillies into his, and then they gave the hillbilly a bunch of unique add-ons. But the ones that he has, so many of them do nothing. Like, this is a meme. This is helpful. This is a bit helpful. This does nothing, really. That's kind of helpful. That does nothing. You don't want to use this because the Beast Mercs exist. Like, these types of add-ons are redundant, where there's a lesser version and a better version. It doesn't make any sense. You'd always want to use the superior version, so this does nothing. Maybe it depends on how much you intend to be tantruming, which should be never, so you'd never want to bring an add-on like that, because that'll condition you to being worse. This does nothing. This does nothing. This does nothing. This, whatever. This is kind of helpful. This is pretty unique. That's pretty interesting. That's really helpful. Again, this does nothing because the Aurora Reeling Chili exists. No reason you want to use the yellow one. And then you got the 2 iridescents. So much filler in this game. I remember I used to use like Beast Marks and Grease, and it was really powerful. Granted, that was before they changed the way his power works. His power was extremely simplistic. It was literally just, he sprinted for maybe like 4 seconds? Like 3 or 4 seconds? And then he went in cooldown, and it could be really fast with the Grease. Like if you brought the Grease and another cooldown, he were just constantly on people. In a lot of ways, he was actually more oppressive than he is now. But the way he is now is he can actually pressure you from a greater distance. Before, his problem was he had to be right on top of you, otherwise it wasn't worth using his power, even to pressure a pallet. Now, he can do it from a much longer distance, and it's kind of a mind game. Like, okay, is he going to respect this? Is he not? Should I just keep going? Should I risk him tantruming? So it's actually a pretty interesting gameplay engagement. As opposed to before, where it wasn't. I'm revving. Call me crazy. I have a plan. Window. Of course that's the window side and not the door. Well, now they know it's a chainsaw killer. I'm revving. Ooh, I want your blood. Good man. Stares at me like a villain. I'm definitely revving after this. Alright. He's gonna give this to me. He has to, or he goes down. Or you can just go down. Fine by me. See if I can get something out of her real quick, just because I'm here. Nope, another window. I'll just take his soul instead. See, the hooks here aren't affected by liberalism. They're not afraid to be out in the open. 2 of them are over here at the start. So this is... No, hasn't been touched. Okay, those are going in this direction. This is the place. Hello. That's really bad. You can't get him. Alright. Hello. If he has DS, I can eat it. If not, then he just gets to the second stage. You won't make that. Oh wow, she did make it. Good stuff. Very nice. Impressive. Very nice. Don't worry, you know I've never done with you. That was a good Sabo. Still hasn't been touched over there. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a safe haven for them to heal and reset if they want, because I have no reason to go over there. That is a complete waste of my time. Let's stare at each other. Nice. Why would you do that? Aw, poor Dwight. Now you die. Oh well. I could have killed that chick, but I messed up. I chose that staring contest because, again, if I'm right next to the hook person, I can see someone who's just kind of just staying there. I know that almost nothing is being done. There is 3 people not doing their objective. I am under no threat of anything. I could have chainsawed. Let's see what she does. Alright. Does she go into the building? Yeah, she does. I don't really know what's in this building now. Is there a window there? No, that was just a stair. Alright. She doesn't reach anything now. Hello. I'm ribbing. Smart. The window, where is that window? Is she running towards it? I don't think so. I mean, kinda. Oh wait, I forgot that the match isn't over. There is another person somewhere. Okay, she's committed to running into this dead zone. Alright. She reaches that other one. Boing. Pallet here. Is she gonna camp it? Alright. Alright. I didn't hear her run right next to me trying to get it still, did I? Okay, no. I was gonna say, people with flashlights, they don't give a crap. No matter how impossible it is. Yeah, I can hear you breathing. What the heck? It's like she was starting up a sprint, but she wasn't moving. Is there any window up here? There is. Okay. Back downstairs. There's no window for you. So I'm gonna rev. I don't really know what else she can do. Maybe she was unaware. Now that would have been a funny flashlight to hit if she was following it that whole time. Good to see that the hook up there is still there. That's a pretty efficient way of dropping. Now I see why True does that. I don't think she makes that window. No, she doesn't. That was a good sabotage play. Other than that, I messed up bad on the tantrum I did over there. That could have been huge, but they weren't really going to do that much. They were doing big team efforts to save people. Almost like they wanted everybody to have a chance to participate in some gameplay. The fools. Michaela had decisive. Only Dwight did. A lot of distortion gaming. Interesting. I wonder what the aura reading meta is right now on the killers. To explain the amount of distortion. Flesh, come back to me. I can't do this without you. I don't know what that bottom part means. Limits attain. Maybe it's because in the code, just every time you add a sweep, it extends the time. So it's telling you, okay, if you get like a 12 sweep for some reason, and you tantrum, don't worry, you won't be there for 20 seconds. We limited it to 5. Why are there plants in the background? Shouldn't there be like slabs of meat besides that arm and ribeye? They could make the swamp look really good when they redo it. It's the last realm they need to touch up, I think. Everything else looks updated. Hello. Hello. What the hell? I'm gonna tuck you way over here. No one will find you. Doing it right in my dang face. That's right. Respect the saw. I guess you're going there too. You're a genius. The hell is this? The hell is this? Got 2 cages. And there's Steve. Unbreakable play. No need to give up just yet. There's something on my bed. There's your popcorn. Good. Well timed. Window. I'll let Cage get up, because he's funny. Interesting that Nicolas Cage downing himself still lets me utilize my infectious sprite. I'll have to read the description of the perk. When a survivor goes down by any means or something, then he gets up in my face. Oh shoot, I just realized, yeah, he doesn't make any sound or anything. I'm like, hey, where'd he go? He could just be sitting in place, yeah. Cool. Think I haven't planned for this? Oh, this whole build is set up around one mantra. One game plan. One course of action. There is a ramp here. Yeah, I really want the cage's heads. Sorry, friend. Alright, this one was funny because Nicolas Cage is funny. Dude's perks are hilarious. She's very noticeable in that red, so I would see her in my peripheral, I imagine. This realm pretty infamously has the worst hatch locations, as they can quite literally be in the corner of the map. Oh, she saw the grass move, so... Why didn't you keep running? You have to find a hatch, Chip. Oh, shoot. Of course. Plot twist. Well, that was an interesting match. I'll do the last 30 minutes with the clown build. I said I'm only going to do 3 hours. Really fast 3 hours, though. This game has a way of skipping time. That's what happens when you play a game that has good averages. Fair to middling. So, last 30 minutes of clown, so that'll probably be my last match of Bubba on this game. So let me try out that other add-on combination, which was this. So, no more pressing left trigger. This will give me a tiny bit of additional speed, and I just have one really long sweep. Alright, see how it works. I imagine it'll probably be worse. Worse in the flesh. But I don't want to use... Nah. Let me stick with the flesh, because then if I use this, I feel like you almost have to use these in tandem. You know? But I don't want to be slower. I refuse to be slower. The Bubba train does not stop for anybody. So instead, I'll say a romantic goodbye to iridescent flesh. Give me Toba Landing. You can also tell the new maps are really bad because no one ever brings an offering to go to them. It's always just the game, Midwich. Midwich is horrible too, but the gameplay is easy for some killers. But the game is suffering. Only a freaking Survivor would bring you to the game. I don't think a single killer wants to bring you there, except maybe Jumpscare Myers. Maybe Jumpscare Myers. Even then, that is a big maybe. Because he could just choose a better map. Like Larry's. Ending it on Suffocation Pit for Bubba, eh? Alright. This is right next to a window, so definitely smash it, so it's not as powerful for them. He was sprint bursting hardcore. Ooh, dead zone. They're going down. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. She might kill herself instantly. Mother Effer does just... Blah, 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 blah. You're gonna commit to it? Wild lady. We're gonna wreck that pallet so I can get my perk activated. The heck is that person's name? Yeah. There's not even a pallet there anymore. One, two. Alright, has everyone migrated away from this place? I think so. There's Uno. Here's Dos. Is Dos going for gold? Now you can't. You want some? Oh, you can't have it. Let's do that. Now you die. How sad. I'm going all the way back over there. Hello. I would have committed, but unfortunately. I slipped. Put her more over here. Nope. Well, you messed up. Oh! Everybody messed up. Yeah, go for it. You have to. You have no other options. I could have kept sweeping, but I just thought I would reach her. Of course I didn't. Someone had Unbreakable or something, because everyone's back up. Good for them. I think it's still anybody's match. Because they've got the gen split, as they should. But they don't have a lot of resources left. And they're wasting time healing. Yeah, I'll definitely go for this, because I've got my thing ready. That was a funny interaction, wasn't it? And you know exactly where you're going. Why do I always mistake particle effects in this game for birds flying? Somebody way over there. The Jake. What day is it, Jake? Hump day. Some new health food bunch. 1. Live. 2. This is a humongous waste of my time, dude. I'm gonna have to hit him twice with the hammer. I'd rather just let him do those and murder the people over here. There's no chance of me chainsawing him over there. You're not healing down here, are you? I don't know who you mistake me for. But a coward I am not. Sorry, girlie. Just drop it. Let go of your pride. How are these people getting up? Weird. He really ran the distance, though. This sucks now, 2 of them over here. I want them back in my fun place. I don't know where he went. Let's see. So, Lives all the way. That sucks. I got stuck on that rock. That really sucks. This is all I need here. That rock had a funny hitbox because I was able to get stuck on it, but I didn't start attempting. so I never hooked that person. I just kept downing them. They could have had that if they didn't get stuck doing those trades at the beginning. That cost them a lot of time. And they also spent too much time healing. There's no window here, what am I doing? And that is the final match I proclaim that I will ever do of Bubba Sawyer in Dead by Daylight. A classic map to finish it off on, though. I remember 3-genning the hell out of people on Suffocation Pit many a time. That's all this map was designed for. Just, oh, sorry, you did the objective in the wrong place. Now you essentially must forfeit the game because you stand no chance. Alright, on to the clown build. I'll have time for probably 2 matches of that clown build, and then I am cutting this off. Unbreakable... only 1 unbreakable? Okay. Flip-flop unbreakable. Good for you. Was it PewDiePie who started that good for you trend? That was active for like a month? God, it was terrible. That's all people would put in comment sections, and they would, when you would hear them say it verbally, it was gross. Alright, Bubba Sawyer, let me restore you to a good pristine version of yourself, or I shall never play as you again in this game. You were a good boy. Maybe even the best. On to the clown. 2 matches of the clown, I'm cutting this off. So this is the clown build. Essentially, I'm never picking anybody up. And yeah, just downing everybody for 4 minutes. Actually, wait. I can't play that because I'm broadcasting, right? Because it wouldn't be entertaining. I don't give a crap. I'm thugging. So in that case, actually, I'll just do 1 match. This will be the last one. Because no, 2 matches, that would be terrible. That'd be 8 minutes of just people being on the floor. Because that's how it's gonna end. People will be on that floor. I really like the clown after his rework. The Afterpiece Antidote is really cool. I'm gonna assume it's bugged, so I'll try it again. Toba landing. Toba. Agent Claus! My stomach is growling like crazy. As delicious as mom's spaghetti usually is, that is not enough to sustain me today. It was kinda lacking on the sauce, but I wouldn't dare tell that to her. Come on, game. Give me the victims. They can't escape my wrath. Look at that sleek blue jacket. It'll go from sleek to slick with the blood of the innocent real soon. Give it to me. Match found. Come on. Let me hear that missile launch sound effect. Whatever the heck it's supposed to be. Got my Let Him Cook shirt on. In a way, Bubba's still with me in this build, because this is all thanks to Knockout. Without Knockout, none of this slugging thing would work. I don't know how people make slug builds without Knockout, it's weird. Because isn't Knockout the only slugging perk in this game, basically? I can't really think of any others off the top of my head. Whispers is really good with Wraith. I've always wondered, did the survivors hear the Whispers as well? Super cool legacy perk. Like, this thing has never been changed. It has always worked the exact same way, because it's perfect in every way. Pretty much designed for Wraith, in my opinion. When I used to do the good old hit and run Wraith, Whispers was my guy. Because it meant I wasted no time flying around in just dead space. I was always honing in on someone's position using Whispers. Bring it all down! I guess when I'm done with this, then I can use that HBO Max subscription that I immediately canceled after watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie 2 to watch The Last of Us series. Oh god, is there gonna be gay sex in it? Oh, no. No! The other 3-genning map. Comedy. He's a comedian! Where'd she go? The camera! Oh god, it's awkward. I'm not even in chase with her anymore, it's a waste of my time. I don't know how that bus works, I forgot. Could be my first ever loss with this build, you never know. It'd be fitting. Nothing being done over here? Nope. Looks like I'm being pursued by somebody. He goes to the left. I'm still quite a ways faster. Oh! Oh! What the hell? What is this? What did he do? Give up? Hello? God, I know Ace is a really quiet survivor baseline, but what the heck? You need to make some sound. Alright. Give it to me. Alright, where is she? Good head on. She turned into a bot. So once they turn into a bot, their punishment is over. And I usually start hooking them, but they have to all four be down. Otherwise, it just turns into a regular match. Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw scratches. I'm not crazy. I messed up. What are those two lovers doing? Have they chosen a corner of the map to butter each other's beans? I hear him sprinting, yeah. That's such a funny 2 votes. 3? Alright. Sorry, Jake. You're just not that cool. Not as cool as me. I'm the clown, baby. Nice. Nice. Why aren't you making sound anymore? What does she have? Iron Will? Maybe she does have Iron Will. No one really uses it now because it doesn't completely mute you. Just muffles. Nice, what about the bot? Spin. Spin. I have no idea how many save the best for last stacks I have because the stream thing is there. Yeah, these dudes are like hugging walls, corners of the map. Oh no, they picked up the bot just as the bot was about to die. Make sound, I say. The bots are pretty good versus knockout. See how that bottle is purple in my hand? Then it throws and it's yellow, and then if I switch it when it's in the air, it changes to the color I switch. It's freaking stupid and obnoxious. I hate it. Means I have to wait for everything. I wonder how hard the bots counter knockout. Dude, the bots in this game are freaking crazy. Did you see that? Did you see what that bot just did? It was maneuvering to dodge the bottle that I threw it at, and then it did a kamikaze. That's crazy. Conquer, you need to relax. Tomorrow, everything is going to be much better. Don't worry. Tomorrow, we're all going to have a good time. We won't have to worry about things like this. You make me want to play the game more by saying these things to me. Oh god, that's funny. Alright. And that is Dead by Daylight. It is the last match I am playing of this game. Tomorrow, things will be much better, and I think Conquer won't be as mad, because they won't have to see me again. But I hope to see you. We might even be on the same team, working towards common goals. And you'll think, man, I can't believe I blew up at that guy. He was actually really cool. And the best hitchhiker I've ever seen. I'm gonna subscribe to his YouTube. And send him $5 via Twitch subscription. Oh man. Alright. As good as this game is to pass the time, I will have to find other ways to do that. I have had more than enough Dead by Daylight for my lifetime. As soon as O'Billy either bleeds out or jumps into a black abyss of nothingness, I will... Oh, well, can't do that. So as soon as O'Billy bleeds his last and thinks about what he's done and why he still plays this game, I shall uninstall this game, clear any save data it has, so if I ever do reinstall, I have to start from scratch, which will re-encourage me to immediately uninstall the game again. Because why would I ever get to that point, you feel me? Alright. Tomorrow, beautiful blue skies and a home invasion shall commence. That is a hideous looking skybox. Remember when I complimented those? That looks really bad when you look all the way up. You can see like the pixels. It looks like a Mandelbrot set. It's that creepy pentagon shape. Whatever. Enough rambling. Lads and lasses, as Billy breathes his last, I ask you to restock before you head out. Someone around here has to catch him.